afternoon. I am Adege Bamibade. Thank you for joining us on News Update for 12 p.m. on Slash FM 99.7. We're broadcasting live from a phone at Lai AKJ Stage. First, the top stories. Man remanded over alleged murder in Ekeche. Hefche signs fresh performance bonds with military agencies. NIMIC. Iraq 6 World Cup playoff delay over regional conflict. To the news in detail. A chief magistrate court sitting in Hajorekiche has ordered the remand of one Hadewumi Similoluwa at the Hado Ekeche Correctional Center over an alleged case of murder. The prosecutor, ASP Hakewale Oriyomi, informed the court that the defendant is reasonably suspected of committing the offences of conspiracy and murder constitutional and punishable under sections 234 and 244 of the criminal laws of Ekiti State 2021. The prosecutor stated that further investigation is required and noted that the original case file has been forwarded to the Director of Public Prosecutions DPP for legal advice. He subsequently requested that the motion expert for remand be granted. The plea of the defendant was not taken. The defendant was represented by counsel Barrister Ademuwago Stephen. The Chief Magistrate, Mr. Debayo Adeosun, ordered the defendant should be remanded at the Hajo Ekiti Correctional Center and adjourned the case on April 10th for hearing. In the meantime, a former lawmaker representing Obokun State constituency in the Osun State House of Assembly, Olatubosun Oyinsiloye, has said the party must record victory in the forthcoming Ekiti and Osun State governorship election should be in good standing for the 2027 general elections. Oyinsiloye made this known in a statement made available to journalists yesterday in Osogbo, Osun State. The Osun APC chieftain noted that the Ekiti and Osun 2026 governorship elections would serve as a good test for the party's preparedness for President Bola Tinubu's 2027 election bid. He said a victory for APC will enable it to approach the 2027 poll with the needed seriousness and further confirm Tinubu's impending victory in the 2027 elections. He subsequently charged APC members to remain united and work together to secure victory in the two states, adding that winning the Ekiti and Osun governorship polls will put a seal of authority on the dominancy of the APC in the country's political space. He made specific reference to the Osun governorship election, saying it is peculiar because the APC aims to unseat the incumbent governor, a task the party is ready for. Predicting a victory of Osun APC in the election, Oyinsiloye said, "We are confident of victory because the leaders of the party in the state, national leader, Chief Bisi Akande, the Osun state leader, and the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, and the National Secretary of the party, Senator Hajibola Bashiru, and the state party chairman, Sajudin Lawa, among others, are working tirelessly for the APC's victory." In the meantime, the People's Democratic Party candidate for the 2026 governorship election in Ekiti State, Dr. Wole Oluyede, has described the court's judgment directing the Independent National Electoral Commission to publish its name as the party's flag bearer as a victory for the people of Ekiti. The PDP in the Southwest Zone has also held the court verdict, describing it as a triumph for justice, democracy, and the rule of law. Recall that INEC, while publishing what it termed the final list of candidates for the Ekiti governorship election on January 19th, omitted the name of the PDP and its candidate. The People's Democratic Party candidate for the June 2026 governorship election in Ekiti State, Dr. Wole Oluyede, has described the judgment directing the Independent National Electoral Commission to publish his name as the party's flag bearer as a victory for the people of Ekiti State. Oluyede, in a statement made available in Ado-Ekiti on Saturday by his special advisor on media, Gani Saliu, said the judgment meets the expectation of Ekiti people. The PDP candidates held the people of the state, irrespective of their political parties, to make sure that the President Biodun Oyebanji's All Progressives Congress led government ends on June 20th through votes that would liberate Ekiti State. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu vowed on Friday to crush terrorism and restore peace across Nigeria, assuring troops we will win as he hosted an interfaith iftar at the State House, Abuja. Speaking amid a recent Gosh attack in Borno's Goza local government area, Tinubu declared Nigeria will prevail. He reached out to Governor Babagani Zulum to share condolences, extending sympathy to Vice President Kashim Shettima, Borno residents, and the nation. Pressing security forces sacrifices, Tinubu promised top priority on their welfare, better accommodation, and equipment. On the economy, he reflected, we hit rough turbulence at the start, but we have stabilized. Tinubu hailed the overlapping Ramadan and Lenten seasons as a divine call for unity. Our diversity is strength, interfaith peace, us break bread together. Chief of Arms Staff Lieutenant General Iwaid Shahib reaffirmed the military's unalloyed loyalty to Tinubu, thanking him for salary hikes, new chair, and housing. Attendees included Vice President Shettima, Chief of Staff Femi Gbajabiamila, NSA Nuhu Ribadu, Defense Minister General Christopher Musa, Minister of State Bello Matawali, and top officials. Moving on, the Special Advisor to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Policy Communication, Daniel Wali, has said insecurity in the country is not worsening, insisting that the federal government is making efforts to contain the situation. Wala stated his own head-to-head, a program on Al Jazeera hosted by journalist Mahid Hassan at Conway Hall in London, which was released on Friday via the program's social media page. Addressing concerns about security challenges in the country, Wallace said the national government is actively working to manage the security situation and noted that the country experienced relative calm in the early years of the current administration. Responding to questions about renewed terrorist attacks in the parts of the country, Wallace said Nigeria is collaborating with the other countries to tackle insecurity. Highlighting government actions against terrorism, Wallace said several terrorist leaders had been arrested or eliminated before comments made by Donald Trump regarding insecurity in Nigeria. The Federal Safety Corps RS 5.3 Anambra State Sector Command has secured the conviction of 35 traffic offenders during couch sitting at the Sector Command headquarters in Akwa, the Anambra State capital. According to her press statement released on Saturday by the Sector Public Education Officer FRSC Anambra State Command, Margaret Onabe, the traffic offenders were convicted on Friday for various infractions. Onabe said the exercise forms part of the Corps' sustained enforcement strategy aimed at reducing road traffic crashes through strict compliance with traffic regulations and enhanced operational visibility across the state. Speaking during the court session, the sector commander, Corps Commander Bridget Asakau, reaffirmed the commitment of the sectoral command to the strict enforcement of traffic laws and prosecution of offenders as a deterrent against reckless driving and other violations that endanger lives on Nigeria roads. Ashakano further urged motorists to always comply with traffic regulations, ensure their vehicles are properly documented, and adopt safe driving practices in order to contribute to the reduction of road traffic crashes, injuries, and fatalities. The sector command reiterated that it will continue to intensify enforcement operations, public enlightenment campaign, and strategic collaborations with relevant stakeholders to ensure safer roads across Anambra State. You are still listening to Sunsplash FM 99.7 FM Alaye Ekiti State.
Sunsplash, ibi tí ìtànsánwòrán ti ń tàn lẹ́kìtì. On the hills of Ẹ̀fọ̀n Alaye, on the vibrant waves, Ẹ̀fọ̀n Alaye làwáwà, tá ti ń dàbí àwọn tá ń lọ bí òwe. Keep it locked on the dial. Sunsplash 99.7 FM, your lively show.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with shows on Sunsplash FM 99.7. Moving to the rest of the news. The Nigerian Army has announced the troops on the Operation Eastern Sanity rescued 12 kidnapped victims and arrested 2 suspects during a security operation in Echi community, Igboheze North local government area of Enugu State. In a statement on Saturday shared via the Army's official account, the service said the rescue was carried out by troops of the 82 Division Nigerian Army following a district call about the abduction of several residents in the community. According to the statement, the operation took place on Friday, March 6, 2026, after security operatives received information that suspected kidnappers had taken multiple victims to a nearby location. It explained that the troops immediately mobilized in collaboration with police operatives, forest guides, and members of the neighborhood watch after receiving the district call. The army said upon arriving at the suspected location, the troops launched aggressive search and fighting patrols across the area to track down the kidnappers and secure the victims' release. According to the statement, 2 suspects believed to be linked to the kidnapping were arrested during the operation and are currently being interrogated to help security agencies track down other members of the criminal gang. Meanwhile, the Army said troops of Operation Eastern Sanity have intensified patrols and surveillance across the area to maintain security and reassured residents. Moving on, the Niger Delta Development Commission has warned traditional rulers, youth, and community leaders against vandalizing development projects executed by the Commission in Cross River State. The NDDC warned that communities that fail to protest such facilities may be denied future interventions. The Cross River State Director of the Commission, Daniel Hajura, gave the warning on Friday during a sensation program organized by the NDDC in Calabar to promote community ownership and protection of intervention projects. Hajura also disclosed that over 100 stakeholders, including representatives of security agencies, traditional institutions, government officials, and community leaders participated in the sensation program. A felicitator, Dr. Carol Benshin Ebucha, said the program was designed to build the capacity of communities to protect and sustain development projects implemented by the Commission. According to Hebuja, available statistics indicate that about 50% of NDDC projects in the region are no longer functioning as originally implemented due to vandalism and lack of community ownership. In the meantime, the University of Lagos has restructured its students' union government after her 9-year suspension with the election of new student leaders for the 2025-2026 academic session. This was disclosed in a statement uploaded on the university's website on Friday. According to the statement, the university authorities conducted an election on Friday which produced the students' union president and general secretary as part of the transition process toward the full restoration of the union. The election was conducted by the Directorate of Student Affairs, led by the Dean, Professor Johnson Agunsoye, and took place at the common room of Moremi Hall on the university campus. The institution explained that the officers were elected from among the current students of the Kochi president in line with the guidelines established for the transition process toward restoring the union. In 2024, the Vice Chancellor Ogoshola assured student leaders and other stakeholders that steps were being taken to exchange the student union government, noting that student governance plays a vital role in fostering a vibrant academic environment and promoting student welfare. The election of the new officers is seen as a major milestone in the gradual return of student representation of the institution. In the meantime, Vice President Kashim Shettima has vowed that the federal government will head insurgency in the northeast with decisive and overwhelming force. This followed recent attacks in Borno State that resulted in casualties among security personnel and civilians. Shettima, in a statement on Saturday, by his senior special assistant on media and communications, Stalin Nwokasha, declared that the government will not be intimidated by the attacks, which included abortion in Goshi and coordinated assault on military formations. The vice president revealed that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had been briefed on the attacks and directed swift and total mobilization of the security architecture. Shettima commended the resilience of the people and government of Borno State under Governor Babagana Zulu and praised the gallantry of troops on the front lines. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had earlier called Governor Zulu to express sympathy and solidarity over the attacks. During an interfaith breaking of 5 service ships on Friday, the president assured the military that Nigeria would prevail over terrorism despite the recent attacks. Business news. Crude oil prices surged to a 2-year high of above $90 per barrel on Saturday after Qatar's energy minister warned he expects all oil and gas exporters in the Middle East to stop production within days. A check by a correspondent on oil prices as of Saturday morning showed that Brent crude rose to approximately $90 per barrel, while West Texas Intermediate stood at $91 per barrel. This means that Brent rose by 9%, the highest level since October 2023, according to the BBC. According to Financial, Qatar's energy minister Saad Al-Kabi said the conflict in the Middle East could bring down the economies of the world and raise crude oil prices to around $150 per barrel. Our correspondent gathered on February 28, 2026, the conflict in the Gulf region escalated after the US and Israel launched a coordinated attack on Iran, leading to the death of Iranian leaders, including Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Iran has launched several retaliatory attacks on several countries in the Middle East, which have devastated the region. Iran had claimed control of the Strait of Hormuz as refineries, including Saudi Arabian Ras Tanura refinery and Qatar Energy in the region, announced temporary shutdowns. Recall that the conflict in the Middle East led Dangote refinery to increase its gentry petrol price, which led to a nationwide fuel price hike in Nigeria. Now to sports news. In the meantime, Victor Osimhen and Wilfred Ndidi will go head-to-head when Galatasaray and Besiktas clash in a high-tax Turkish Super League in Qatar on Saturday. The duo are key players for their respective teams. Osimhen has scored 10 goals and registered 4 assists in 17 league appearances for defending champions Galatasaray. The 27-year-old is ready for action again after he was rested for midweek's Turkish Cup win at Antalyaspor. Ndidi, who joined Besiktas last summer, has made 18 league appearances for the Black Eagles with 2 goals to his name. Galatasaray occupy third position on the table with 58 points, while Besiktas are fourth with 46 points. Manchester United have confirmed that the former forward Jesse Lingard has signed for Corinthians in Brazil. The Premier League club revealed this in a post on their official X page on Friday. Lingard's move to Corinthians sees is reunited with ex-United team mate Memphis Depay. The 33-year-old has been without a club since he left South Korea, said FC Seoul in December. During his time in Asia, he scored 19 times in 67 appearances. The midfielder will now continue his career with the Sao Paulo Giants amid interest from European teams. Apart from Depay, Lingard will join a dressing room that also has former Arsenal defender Gabriel Polster and ex-Watford winger Andrew Carrillo. Now to the news beyond Nigeria. The diplomatic corridors of Abuja have become the latest battleground in the escalating global conflict between Israel and the Islamic Republic of Iran. In an interview on Harris TV monitored in Abuja, the Israel ambassador to Nigeria, Michael Freeman, levied high accusation against Iran, alleging that the regime is actively sponsoring terrorism within Nigeria and across Europe. Freeman pointed specifically to the Islamic Movement of Nigeria (IMN) as a place backed by the late Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei, warning that Iran's entire apparatus is dedicated to spreading terror and destabilizing sovereign nations to export its revolutionary extremisms. Ambassador Freeman justified the ongoing military offensive against Iran, which recently claimed the life of the Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, as a moral obligation to prevent a nuclear-armed tyrant from whipping history off the map. In a swift and blistering rebuttal, the Iranian ambassador to Nigeria, Olamirza Mahdavi Raja, dismissed these claims as entirely unfounded and the product of a desperate propaganda campaign. Raja argued that the Israel allegations are a strategic smokescreen tactician to deflect global attention from Israel's own record of state terrorism. He countered that it is Israel, not Iran, that has a documented history of violating international law through the targeted assassination of scientists and political figures on foreign soil. And to wrap up the news for 12 p.m. on Splash FM, here are the top stories once again. Man remanded over alleged murder in Ekiti State. FG signs fresh performance bonds with paramilitary agencies and IMC says. Iraq 6 World Cup playoff delay over regional conflicts. And there's it whole news update for 12 p.m. on Splash FM. Thank you for listening. Have a great and wonderful day ahead. I am Adeyege Bamigbade.
Eré ìdárayá, ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́, ìròyìn àwọn òṣèré, orin tó dùn létí, àwọn ìtàn lóríṣiríṣi, ìròyìn àdúgbò wa, àṣà àti ìṣe, ìròyìn òṣèlú láì pété fẹ́ ṣe, gbogbo lórí Splash 99.7 FM ẹ̀fọ́ ńlá.